Our attachments to wanting things, our attachments to everything that we think we own, right? What if that's the exact thing that's keeping us stuck in this game of society that the people that run this world got us stuck in? Because think about it. The whole reason why we need people at the bottom is to create the world for the people at the top, essentially, and just for everybody else around us, right? However, they make it to the point where we have to work paycheck to paycheck. We get paid paycheck to paycheck, essentially. We don't get paid a lot of money to do these bottom of the barrel jobs, work at fast food places, some construction work, some of the things that keep the world actually running around, right? But the reason why even if you hate the job that you're working at doing those things, if you're somebody that hate doing it, right? If you're somebody that don't mind doing it, then that's cool. That's good, actually. But if you're somebody that hates doing it, hates your job, and you're working at a fast food place, you're working at Amazon, you're working at a place, a factory, whatever, and you're getting paid low wage from it, but you're going to consistently keep doing it because you have to pay your bills, right? Or you're going to lose your house. You have to pay your bills, or you're going to lose your car. You're going to got to pay bills, or you ain't going to be able to feed yourself. You're not going to have food, right? You're going to be living a more difficult life. What if your attachment to the things that you do have, though, is the exact reason why they're able to keep you on this hamster wheel? What would it look like if all of the people working these bottom of the barrel jobs, right, that keep the world actually going around, make the cars that people drive in, make the food that people eat, do all of that? What if everybody just decided to quit? All right, by the way, I'm not invoking none of this. I'm just simply touching on the idea. What if everybody was to quit and say, hey, y'all need to start paying us more money if y'all want us to come back. Y'all need to make it to where we can actually start leveling up in life. All right, by doing these jobs. And we will keep doing those jobs as long as we can get paid enough money from it to live frugally outside of these jobs. Not frugally, but just being able to live good. All right. Not living paycheck to paycheck. How would it essentially, they will have to raise the pay rates, right? But in order for that to happen, we will have to be willing to lose our house, potentially lose our car, potentially lose everything that we have. Right? So it's really our attachments to the things that we have that creates this necessity for us to continue to work at these jobs and do these things that we hate, is because we have fear of what the other option will look like. It's interesting, right? By the way, I'm not saying anybody to quit their job and take this and actually do what I'm saying. I'm just touching on it, right? How would it look? How would it look for you right now if you was to detach from all of these things you need to feel like you need to keep up with, all these things you feel like you need to have, and go and work the job that you hate in order to continue to have, right? So is your attachments, right, trying to play that survival? I'm not saying that you need shelter, yes. You need a vehicle, yes. You need food, yes. You need the ease of these things. You need to be able to easily get them in order to survive. But in order for you to do that, right, it's creating a sense of pressure for you to go and do things that you don't want to do in order to keep up with the life that you currently have. To keep up with living comfortably, you have to go in and do something that you hate to do. That's what this all comes down to, right? And if you're somebody that you really hate what you do, you really hate it. You hate the way that you got to go and do what you're doing. And it's like you can't find a way out of it, right? And at first, I would encourage you to do what you can to work your way out of that. Do what you can to find a new job. Do what you can to start creating some other source of income that you can lean on that revolves around you doing a different type of work, right? But for other people, I would say start diving into the idea of being less attached to the things that you have. Start being less attached to anything. What would it look like for you to have nothing? If that would mean you can do whatever it is that you want. If that's not, and that's just a thought, right? And that's just a thought. And if you feeling like, nah, I can't do that, I'd rather definitely just do, have a job that I hate, and complain about it, rather than live on the street in survival mode, right? And that's fair. That's completely fair. But I would say that that's the exact idea that the people that run this world know, is that you, before you even go homeless, before you be stuck outside with nothing, you're going to go and show up and do that job regardless, even if that means you complaining about it. They don't care if you're complaining about it. They just know you're going to show up and do it anyway, because they making you show up and do it in order to continue to have what you do have. In order for you to continue living paycheck to paycheck. That's the reason why these jobs nowadays can control the workforce. All right, they control who gets hired and who don't get hired. We got to rely on them so much, right? Because they know how attached we are to everything that we have. They know how we attached we are to the world that they built, and we just trying to live in. That's how they see it. It's not no co-building with all of this. It's not that we helped to create all of this. It's that they built it and we live in it. And in order for us to keep living in it and with all the luxuries that come with it, we better show up and do that job and get paid minimum wage to do it and live paycheck to paycheck and stay inside this prison that they created. And you can have a little bit of it. You can have a little bit of the luxuries. You still gonna pay us. You still gonna pay taxes, right? You still gonna pay us to have the luxuries. As you go on and do the job, is like you paying us to live, basically, right? Because this is our world. I'm talking from the idea of the people that run this world, right? That's how they see it. That's how they see it. And I'm not trying to invoke anything with this message. I'm simply just speaking to somebody that whoever wants to hear it. All right. Whoever wants to hear it. But I'm not invoking nobody to do anything. I'm not essentially even invoking no change. Because the way the world is the way it is for a reason right now. That's just the way it is just how it's gonna be. Can you think of a better way this world can be ran? Everybody equal? I don't know if that really work either, right? So it's like hierarchies do play a point in an essential way, right? But I guess this is for a different kind of soul, a different kind of person that might want to take a different route. Might want to take a bet on themselves rather than betting on security, but meaning that they are stuck under the prison of somebody else's will. But I even hate just even saying that, because I don't want anybody to do anything to put them in a place where they less secure because of what I'm saying. But I think at the same time, what I am saying is necessary to say, because we got to dive into all different aspects and possibilities of life. And I think one of the biggest ways they keep us trapped is by the fact that we are attached to things within this physical reality. The fact that we need certain things in order to get out of survival mode. Even though the fact that you got to keep showing up at that job every single day, or if you miss a day, then you might get fired and you might lose it. It still puts you in survival mode, right? So it's like you're really not out of survival mode. You're just a little bit above it, right? It's a little bit above it. So where you in it, but you're not in it. One false step and you done for, though. But what if you was less afraid of that? What if you was less attached to all of that? How would that look? How would that be? And God knows I don't want anybody to, I wish it was no homeless people in this world. I wish there was nobody here that had to try to scavenge to survive out here. I've never been homeless, but I can only imagine that is not the type of life you want to live. Where, you're homeless out here, then you start getting stipulations to the point where nobody giving you a chance. You have no hope. Yeah, I don't wish it on nobody. But at the same time, I don't want people to be feeling like they stuck in imprisonment because of the things that they attach to. So, I don't know. Just some food for thought. I don't even know what to call this video. It's just some food for thought about how our attachments is keeping us in imprisonments. Our attachments to this world. But at the same time, it's beautiful. This world is beautiful. It's a lot of beauty within this world. This is not by any means a degrading type of video, or not degrading, but like a video saying that there's no hope, a hopelessness type of video. Like, it's a lot of hope out here. It's a lot of things that you can do. It's a lot of value you can provide to other people that are willing to pay you money for it, that are willing to show you grace for actually coming up with it and doing. But I guess it's just for the person that wants more, but they feel like they stuck in less and they don't know how to get out of it. But you feel like you got the capabilities to create something that can give you more and get you out of this feeling like you just attached to just living this everyday life. You can do it. You can do it. But in order for you to start doing it, maybe you got to kind of loosen up some of your attachments and just go towards what it is that you know you can do. Maybe you can just start going towards more and loosening up your attachments to what you have. So and losing certain things so you can, in return, start to gain even more. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave the video with that.